We continue our studies, the seventh ray revealer of the New Age, and this time I'm reading an important old commentary of Ray 7, which is the energy ray type which we are moving into on planet Earth. And this passage gives you a comprehension what it may mean for us, and it gives you greater awareness to stand firm in your center and in your line of responsibility with that ray energy coming on planet Earth. So I'm reading on page 110. Old commentary, Ray 7. I seek to bring the two together, spirit and matter. The plan is in my hands. How shall I work? Where lay the emphasis? In the far distance stands one who is. Here at my hand is form, activity, substance, and desire. Can I relate this and fashion those a form for God? Where shall I send my thoughts, my power, the word that I can speak? I, at the center stand, the worker in the field of magic. I know some rules, some magical controls, some words of power, some forces which I can direct. What shall I do? Danger is there. The task that I have undertaken is not easy of accomplishment, yet I love power. I love to see the form emerge created by my mind and do their work, fulfill the plan and disappear. I can create. The rituals of the temple of the Lord are known to me. How shall I work? Love not the work, let love of God's eternal plan control your life, your mind, your hand, and your eyes. Work towards the unity of plan and purpose, which must find its lasting place on earth. Work with the plan, focus upon your share in the great work. The word goes forth from soul to form. Stand in the center of the pentagram, drawn upon that high place in the east, which the light whichever shines from that illuminated center work. Leave not the pentagram, stand steady in the midst. Then draw a line from that which is without to that which is within, and see the plan take form. It is not possible to be more explicit than this. This great and powerful ray is coming into manifestation and brings new energies to man, and so potent a nature that the disciple of today must move and work with care. They are literally handling fire. It is the children who are now coming into incarnation who are eventually work more safely and more correctly with these new potencies. There is much, however, to be done in the meantime, and the disciple upon this seventh ray can ponder on this formula and seek their own interpretation of it, endeavoring first of all to stand in the east, within the protection of the pentagram. As he realized the task to be carried out and the nature of the work to be done by the seventh ray worker, appreciates the fact that this is the magical work of producing those forms on earth which will embody the Spirit of God. And in our particular time, this necessitates the building of new forms. Each seventh ray disciple will see himself as a relating agent, as the one who stands in the midst of the building process, attending to his position of the task. This, if really grasped and deeply considered, will have the effect of producing alignment. The moment that this alignment is achieved, then let the disciple remember that it will mean a tremendous inflow of power, of energy from both the aligned points, from both directions, converging upon him as he stands in the middle way place. Ponder deeply upon this truth, for it is the fact which always evokes the seventh ray crisis. It will be obvious what this crisis is. If the man concerned is material and minded, selfishly ambitious and unloving, the inpouring energy will stimulate the personality nature, and he will immediately be bearing furiously with all that we mean by instinctual, psychic, and intellectual nature. When all these three are stimulated, the disciple is often for a time swung off the center into a maelstrom of magical work of the lower kind, sex magic, and many forms of black magic. He is glamored by the beauty of his motives and deceived by the acquired potency of his personality. If, however, he is warned of the danger and aware of the possibility, he will stand steady at the center within the mystical pentagram, there suffer until the light in the east rises upon his darkness, discovering him still at the midway point. Then comes the revelation of the plan, for this has ever to be the motivating power of the seventh ray disciple. He works on earth upon the outer plan of manifestation with the construction of these forms through which the divine will can express itself. In the field of religion, he works in collaboration with the second and sixth ray disciple. In the field of government, he labors building those forms which will enable the first ray activity to be expressed. In the field of business, he cooperates with the third ray energies and the executives of the plan. In the field of science, he aids and assists the fifth ray workers. He is the expression of the builder and the creator, bringing into outer manifestation God's plan. He begins, however, with himself and seeks to bring into expression the plan of his soul in his own setting and worldly situation. Until he can do this, he is unable to stand in the east within the pentagram. It is occultly said that the pentagram is open, a place of danger, when the disciple knows not order within his own lives, and when the ritual of the soul is not imposed and its rhythm is not obeyed. So, there is some type of strong energy coming in, and we need to be aware of it and to steadily build, as said, our character so we can stand in the center, in our own center, and first control our own life, and then if the time is right, maybe assist in that divine plan. But until then, we are able to grasp just a slight understanding of it, brings the world situation in a higher perspective and in a greater acceptance that God's plan is unfolding. We're just in the middle of it, and it will all work out for the highest good of humanity. And that's maybe the last statement to remind you again of those different ray types. The first ray of will or power. Many great world rulers are found on this, such as Julius Caesar. The second ray of love, wisdom, the Christ and the Buddha are to be found on this ray. It is the great teaching ray. The third ray of active intelligence, the mass of intelligence, humanity are found on this ray. The fourth ray of harmony through conflict, aspirants, struggling, well-meaning people, worker for unity, emerge along this line. The fifth ray of concrete knowledge or science, scientists and people who are purely mental and governed only by the mind. The sixth ray of devotion and idealism, many Christian people, fanaticism, number of earnest churchmen are all the world and churchmen of all the world religion. The seventh ray of ceremonial order or magic, mention financiers, great businessmen and organizers of all kinds, executives are found within these energies in their equipment. So think for yourself which ray type is most predominant in yourself, and know your own ray type and where you may fit into the larger picture and how it can influence your ray type with more shift towards the seventh ray energies on planet Earth. And here is just the last thing, special mention of the seventh ray of ceremonial order and magic. Special virtues are strength, perseverance, courage, curiosity, extreme care in details and self-reliance. Vices of ray: formalism, big authority, pride, narrowness, superficial judgment, self-opinion, overindulgence. Virtues to be acquired: realization of unity, wide-mindedness, tolerance, humility, gentleness and love. This is the ceremonial ray which makes a man delight in all things done decently and in order, and according to rule and present. Aren't that all the qualities which we need to embed in our life and would help us so much to be in greater love and service for the people around us? And with that, I wish you well and take care.